Ibrahim Traoré, the president of Burkina Faso, has once again proven his commitment to transforming the lives of his people and revitalizing the nation's economy. In a historic and unprecedented move, Traoré announced the distribution of 10,000 tractors to farmers across the country, a bold step toward achieving agricultural self-sufficiency and breaking the chains of dependency on foreign imports. This initiative comes at a time when Burkina Faso, like much of Africa, has faced years of food insecurity, low productivity, and a lack of modern agricultural tools. For decades, farmers have toiled under the scorching sun using nothing more than hoes and ox-drawn plows. These traditional methods could no longer meet the growing demands of the population, leaving many families vulnerable to hunger and poverty. But Ibrahim Traoré's vision for Burkina Faso is different. As he took office, he made it clear that food sovereignty was at the heart of his national agenda. He has often said, "A country that cannot feed itself is a country that remains enslaved." True to his word, he began investing heavily into agriculture, not just with words, but with concrete actions. The announcement of the 10,000 tractors sent waves of hope and excitement across villages and farmlands nationwide. Farmers who once dreamed of modern machinery but never imagined owning one now had a real chance. These tractors are not only machines, they symbolize freedom, empowerment, and a new chapter for Burkina Faso. The tractors were imported and assembled locally, creating jobs in the process, and then allocated to farmers' cooperatives, youth agricultural programs, and individual farmers in need. In his speech during the launch, Traoré emphasized that the tractors would not only boost food production, but also increase employment, reduce rural poverty, and strengthen the economy. He also announced training programs to ensure that farmers know how to operate and maintain the machinery effectively. One farmer who received a tractor expressed his gratitude, saying, "I have farmed this land for 30 years, and I never thought I would see a day when I could plow my field with a machine." President Traoré has given us hope. Now we can grow more, earn more, and feed our children without worry. The impact of this initiative is already being felt. Early reports from pilot regions show that land under cultivation has doubled compared to the previous year, and the harvest projections are significantly higher. This boost in productivity is expected to lower food prices, increase exports, and move Burkina Faso closer to true food independence. Beyond the immediate benefits, this move sends a powerful message to the world. Burkina Faso is no longer willing to accept the status quo. Under Traoré's leadership, the country is reclaiming its dignity, rebuilding its economy, and proving that with the right leadership, African nations can stand tall and thrive. Ibrahim Traoré's tractor distribution is more than just a policy. It's a revolution in the fields, a declaration of independence from hunger, and a testament to what visionary leadership can achieve. As thousands of tractors plow through the soil of Burkina Faso, they also plow through decades of despair, planting seeds of hope, prosperity, and pride in every corner of the nation. The people of Burkina Faso are now looking forward to a future where their hard work yields rewards, their land becomes fertile again, and their children grow up in a country that feeds itself. And for that, they know who to thank. A young leader who refused to accept hunger as destiny, and who dared to put the power back into the hands of the people. Ibrahim Traoré Ibrahim Traoré's bold leadership continues to inspire change across Burkina Faso, and his latest initiative is yet another example of his determination to transform the country. This time, the young president turned his attention to education, launching a nationwide free school meal program that aims to fight hunger in classrooms and keep children in school. For years, Burkina Faso schools have struggled with low attendance and high dropout rates, especially in rural areas. Many families could not afford to feed their children at home, let alone send them to school. Children were often forced to work in the fields or on the streets just to help put food on the table. Education became a luxury, and the nation's future suffered as a result. But Traoré believes education is the foundation of true independence. In one of his speeches, he said, "No nation can free itself if its children remain uneducated and hungry. A full stomach learns better." With this vision in mind, he announced the Free School Meal Initiative, providing one hot, nutritious meal a day for every child in public primary schools across the country. The meals are sourced directly from local farmers, including those who benefited from his tractor program, creating a cycle of support between agriculture and education. On the first day of the program, smiles lit up the faces of thousands of children as they sat down to steaming plates of rice, vegetables, beans, and even fresh fruit. For many, it was their only proper meal of the day. Teachers reported improved attendance and more energetic, focused students almost immediately. One mother, whose 3 children now attend school regularly, shared her gratitude. "Before this, my children would cry in the morning because they were hungry. I kept them at home to help me on the farm. Now they go to school happily, knowing they will eat." President Traoré has given us hope for their future. Beyond just fighting hunger, the program also creates jobs for local cooks, suppliers, and transport workers. It empowers farmers by guaranteeing them a steady market for their produce. And it ensures that every child, regardless of background, has an equal chance to learn and succeed. This initiative is already being praised by international observers as a model for other developing nations, proving once again that homegrown solutions can have the most profound impact. For Ibrahim Traoré, this is just one more step toward building a Burkina Faso that stands strong, not just economically, but socially and morally. His vision is clear: a nation where no child goes hungry, no child is denied education, and every citizen has a chance to contribute to a brighter future. Once again, his actions speak louder than words, and the people of Burkina Faso are beginning to believe that nothing is impossible when a leader truly serves his people. Ibrahim Traoré's mission to transform Burkina Faso has taken yet another remarkable turn, this time with a bold move to tackle the country's energy crisis. In a groundbreaking announcement, President Traoré unveiled the launch of Burkina Faso's first large-scale solar energy project aimed at providing clean, affordable electricity to millions and reducing the country's dependence on foreign oil and expensive imports. For decades, Burkina Faso has struggled with frequent blackouts, unreliable power, and soaring energy costs.
Rural areas in particular
have been left in the dark, with nearly 70% of the population living without access to electricity. This lack of power has stifled development, hindered businesses, and left communities at a standstill after sunset. But Traoré, known for his vision of sovereignty and self-reliance, declared that energy poverty is no longer acceptable. Standing at the site of the new solar park, he said, "The sun shines on Burkina Faso every day, yet our people sit in darkness. That ends now. We will light our own path to progress, using the resources nature has given us." The project, located on vast land outside Ouagadougou, will install thousands of solar panels capable of generating over 100 megawatts of power, enough to electrify homes, schools, clinics, and businesses across multiple regions. It's just the first phase of a broader plan to build a network of solar farms and microgrids throughout the country. What makes this initiative even more impactful is its focus on local employment and training. Hundreds of young engineers, technicians, and laborers have already been hired to build and maintain the facility. Traoré's administration partnered with universities and vocational schools to launch specialized training programs so that Burkina youth gain the skills needed for a future in renewable energy. One young technician working on the project said, before this, I was unemployed and thinking of leaving the country. Now I'm learning, earning, and helping bring light to my people. The president gave me a chance to stay and build my future here. The benefits extend far beyond electricity. By investing in solar power, Burkina Faso reduces its carbon footprint, cuts down on expensive fuel imports, and takes control of its own energy destiny. Businesses will thrive with reliable power. Farmers can use solar-powered irrigation systems, and children can study after dark. International observers have hailed the project as a shining example of how African nations can harness their natural resources for development rather than remain dependent on others. Already, neighboring countries are reportedly interested in learning from Burkina Faso's model. For Ibrahim Traoré, this is about more than just energy. It's about dignity. We cannot talk of independence if our people sit in darkness, while others profit from our struggle, he told the crowd. This light is more than electricity. It is hope. It is progress. It is freedom. And as the first panels begin to catch the morning sun, millions of Burkinab are starting to believe that a brighter future, quite literally, is now within reach. Under Traoré's leadership, the lights of Burkina Faso are coming on, one community at a time. Ibrahim Traoré's leadership continues to inspire his people, and his next bold move proves that his vision goes far beyond economics and infrastructure. In a powerful demonstration of national pride and unity, Traoré has announced the creation of Burkina Faso's first national defense industry, a homegrown initiative to equip the country's military and security forces with locally produced weapons, uniforms, and vehicles. For decades, Burkina Faso's armed forces relied almost entirely on imported equipment, much of it outdated, expensive, or subject to the whims of foreign suppliers. This dependency left the country vulnerable, not just on the battlefield, but also politically. When outside partners chose to withdraw support, Burkina Faso's soldiers were often left without the tools they needed to defend their land. But Traoré has long argued that sovereignty means nothing if a nation cannot defend itself with its own hands. In his words, how can we protect our people if we wait for others to arm us? A free nation must build its own shield and its own sword. With this philosophy, his government invested millions into a brand new National Defense Industrial Center, based in Ouagadougou, with satellite facilities planned for other regions. The center has already started producing military uniforms, boots, body armor, and light vehicles adapted for the country's rough terrain. Plans are underway to manufacture small arms and ammunition using both imported technology and local ingenuity. Traoré also insisted that the industry would create jobs for Burkina citizens, especially young people and engineers. Already, more than 1,500 workers have been hired and trained, with opportunities for many more as the program expands. Young engineer working at the factory said, "It feels good to know that what I build here goes straight to our own soldiers, our brothers and sisters, to protect us. It makes me proud to contribute to the country's defense." Beyond the immediate benefits of stronger security and job creation, the initiative sends a clear message to the world. Burkina Faso is no longer willing to depend on others for its survival. This shift has also boosted national morale, with citizens feeling a renewed sense of pride and confidence in their armed forces. The first batch of locally produced equipment was delivered to military units in a public ceremony attended by thousands. Soldiers marched proudly in their new uniforms, standing taller knowing they wore the work of their own people. Traoré, addressing the crowd, declared, "From this day forward, our defenders will be clothed, armed, and equipped by the hands of Burkina. No more waiting, no more begging. We stand on our own feet now." The move is already inspiring other sectors to consider local production over imports, as the spirit of self-reliance takes root across the country. And while the journey is just beginning, the people of Burkina Faso are now seeing what is possible. When a leader believes in his nation's potential, once again, Ibrahim Traoré has demonstrated that sovereignty is not just a slogan, it is a plan built step by step with courage and determination. And as Burkina Faso builds its own defense industry, it also builds its confidence, its strength, and its future, one proudly made in Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traoré's vision for a strong and self-reliant Burkina Faso has reached yet another milestone, this time through a groundbreaking national healthcare transformation program that aims to make quality medical care accessible and affordable for every citizen. For decades, healthcare in Burkina Faso has suffered from underinvestment, overcrowded clinics, a shortage of doctors, and high costs that put even basic treatment out of reach for many. Rural areas were especially neglected, forcing villagers to travel long distances, sometimes days, to see a doctor or get medicine. This neglect cost countless lives and left communities vulnerable to preventable diseases. But Traoré made it clear from the start of his presidency, the health of the people comes first. In his words, a nation cannot rise if its people are sick and cannot afford to heal. Health is a right, not a privilege. His administration launched the Healthy Burkina Initiative, a sweeping plan to overhaul the healthcare system. The first phase focused on building and upgrading hospitals and clinics across all 13 regions of the country. In just 1 year, dozens of new medical centers have opened, each equipped with modern facilities and staffed with newly trained healthcare workers. The second phase addressed affordability. Traoré introduced a universal healthcare card, issued free of charge, that gives every Burkina citizen access to essential medical services and medicines at no cost. Pregnant women, children under 12, and the elderly receive additional care and nutritional support under specialized programs. TRA or eAcute also invested in training hundreds of young doctors, nurses, and midwives at home while bringing in skilled volunteers from friendly nations to fill immediate gaps. Pharmaceutical production was ramped up locally to reduce dependency on expensive imports and keep medicine supplies steady. The impact has already been profound. Maternal and infant mortality rates are dropping. The vaccination campaigns are reaching even the most remote villages. And diseases like malaria, long a scourge in the region, are being brought under control through prevention, treatment, and education. In a hospital in Bobo Dioulasso, a young mother holding her newborn child told a reporter, "Before, I feared going to the hospital because we could not pay. But now I was cared for, and my baby was born healthy." President Traoré has saved many lives, including ours. The program is also creating jobs, not only in healthcare but in construction, logistics, and pharmaceutical production, all part of Traoré's vision of a healthy economy rooted in serving the people. International observers have praised The Healthy Burkina Initiative is one of the most ambitious and effective healthcare reforms in West Africa, and it is inspiring similar efforts in neighboring countries. But for Traoré, this is not about international recognition, it's about justice. As he said during the launch of the program, we cannot speak of dignity and sovereignty if our mothers die giving life, if our children die of fever, and our old are left to suffer. To build a strong nation, we must first heal our people. And now, thanks to his leadership, the people of Burkina Faso are beginning to feel stronger, healthier, and more hopeful than ever. The Healthy Burkina Initiative is more than just a healthcare reform. It's a declaration that the well-being of every citizen matters, and that no Burkinab will be left behind in the march toward a brighter future. Ibrahim Traoré's sweeping reforms continue to change lives across Burkina Faso, and his next bold move has ignited hope among the country's youth. In a historic announcement, Traoré launched the Youth Enterprise and Innovation Fund, a $200 million initiative dedicated to empowering young Burkinab to create businesses, drive innovation, and take charge of the country's future. For years, Burkina Faso's youth have faced staggering unemployment rates and limited opportunities. Many young people left the country in search of work, while others gave up hope and fell into cycles of poverty or despair. Despite having ideas, talent, and ambition, they lacked the capital, training, and support to turn dreams into reality. Traoré recognized this as a critical threat to the nation's progress and also as its greatest untapped potential. In his words, the youth are not our problem. They are our solution. We must invest in them so they can build the Burkina Faso of tomorrow. With this conviction, he unveiled the Youth Enterprise and Innovation Fund, which offers young entrepreneurs interest-free loans, grants, mentorship, and access to co-working spaces and technology hubs. The fund specifically targets sectors such as agriculture, technology, renewable energy, manufacturing, and creative industries, areas where young people can generate both profit and impact. The program also partnered with universities and vocational schools to launch startup incubators and innovation competitions, giving students a platform to develop and showcase their ideas. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Within weeks of opening applications, thousands of young Burkinab had submitted proposals, from solar-powered irrigation systems to mobile health apps to artisanal crafts businesses aimed at export markets. One young entrepreneur who won a $10,000 grant to scale his organic farming business said, "Before, no one believed in me, even though I knew I could succeed. Today, thanks to this program, I can hire others and show my community that it's possible to thrive here." The program has already funded over 3,500 small businesses in its first year, creating an estimated 25,000 jobs and more on the way as the initiative scales up. Not only is it tackling unemployment, but it's also sparking creativity, pride, and a renewed belief in what Burkinab youth can achieve. Traoré made it clear that this is not just an economic policy, but a moral obligation. In his speech at the launch event, he told the crowd, "For too long, our young people were told to wait, to beg for jobs, or to leave. No more. This is your country, your time, your future. We believe in you, and we will stand with you." Already, neighboring countries are watching with admiration as Burkina Faso's young innovators start to make waves not just at home, but in regional markets. For the first time in decades, thousands of young people are choosing to stay, to invest their energy and ideas into their homeland, confident that they have a government that believes in their potential. Under Ibrahim Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso's youth are no longer a lost generation. They are a rising generation, armed not with despair, but with hope, opportunity, and the tools to build a better tomorrow. Asterisk. Ibrahim Traoré's transformative leadership has touched yet another cornerstone of Burkina Faso's future, this time focusing on clean water and sanitation for all. In another bold and people-centered move, Traoré launched the National Clean Water Initiative, a massive campaign to bring safe drinking water and proper sanitation facilities to every village, town, and city in the country. Asterisk. For decades, access to clean water has been one of the biggest challenges for Burkina families, particularly in rural and arid regions. Women and children often walked hours each day to fetch water that was often unsafe to drink and carried deadly diseases. Poor sanitation contributed to outbreaks of cholera, diarrhea, and other preventable illnesses, claiming countless lives and keeping entire communities trapped in poverty and sickness. Asterisk. But for Traoré, this was unacceptable. In his words, asterisk, no child should die of thirst or drink from dirty rivers. Water is life, and life is dignity. It is the right of every citizen. Asterisk. He unveiled the National Clean Water Initiative with a clear mission. Within 5 years, 100% of Burkina households will have access to safe, reliable, and affordable drinking water, as well as hygienic toilets and sanitation systems. Asterisk. To make this vision a reality, his administration invested in drilling thousands of new boreholes and wells in rural areas while expanding and modernizing water treatment plants and pipe networks in urban centers. Solar-powered water pumps were introduced to ensure sustainability and reduce costs. Asterisk. In addition to infrastructure, Traoré also launched nationwide hygiene education campaigns to teach families the importance of washing hands, keeping water sources clean, and maintaining sanitary toilets. Local masons and plumbers were trained to build and maintain low-cost, durable latrines, creating jobs while improving public health. Asterisk. The impact has been immediate. In many villages where women used to walk miles to fill buckets, clean water now flows just steps from their homes. Schools have proper toilets and hand-washing stations, ensuring dignity and safety for girls. Hospitals report sharp declines in waterborne diseases. Asterisk. One mother in a newly equipped village summed up the change. Asterisk. Before, my children were always sick. We spent all our money on medicine. Now, with clean water in our village, they are healthy. We can farm more and sleep better at night. President Traoré has brought us life. Asterisk. The project has already delivered clean water access to over 3 million people in its first year alone, and construction crews continue to work tirelessly across the country. Communities are also being trained to manage and protect their new water systems to ensure they remain functional for generations to come. Asterisk. Speaking at a ceremony to inaugurate a water station in the Sahel region, Traoré declared, asterisk, Burkina Faso is a land of courage, but courage alone cannot quench thirst. Today we say, no more suffering, no more dirty water. This nation will flourish because its people will have the water they deserve. Asterisk. For the first time in decades, hope is flowing alongside clean water in Burkina Faso. Families are healthier. Girls can attend school instead of fetching water all day. Farmers can irrigate their crops. And everywhere you look, you see pride in a country that is finally delivering the most basic, yet most vital, of human needs. Asterisk. Under Ibrahim Traoré's leadership, the National Clean Water Initiative is more than just a development project. It is a promise fulfilled, a life restored, and a clear sign that this is a government determined to serve its people in every way that matters. Asterisk. Ibrahim Traoré's relentless drive to uplift Burkina Faso has now reached the cultural and spiritual heart of his people with the launch of an ambitious national reforestation and green belt project aimed at fighting desertification, restoring the land, and creating a greener, more resilient future for generations to come. For decades, Burkina Faso, located in the Sahel, has suffered from worsening droughts, shrinking forests, and encroaching desert sands. Climate change and overuse of the land left many areas barren and unproductive, pushing farmers into poverty, displacing communities, and fueling conflicts over scarce resources. But for Traoré, this environmental crisis is as urgent as any economic or political challenge. In his words, if we do not heal our land, we cannot feed our people. If we do not plant trees today, our children will inherit only dust tomorrow. With this vision, he announced the National Reforestation and Green Belt Project, a plan to plant 50 million trees over 5 years, restore degraded land, and create a continuous green belt to protect villages and farmlands from the advancing desert. The initiative mobilizes everyone, government agencies, schools, farmers, and even soldiers to participate in annual tree planting drives. Native species of trees, chosen for their resilience and ecological benefits, are being planted in strategic areas to improve soil fertility, provide shade and fruit, and act as windbreaks to stop soil erosion. The project also introduced agroforestry techniques where farmers plant trees alongside their crops to improve yields, protect the soil, and provide additional income from timber, nuts, and fruit. In his launch speech, Traoré called on every citizen to take responsibility. This is not just the work of the government, it is the duty of every Burkinabe to protect our motherland. Every tree we plant is a shield against hunger, a gift to our children, a prayer for rain. The program has already begun to transform landscapes. Once deserted fields are now dotted with young saplings, and communities that once gave up hope of farming their land are seeing grass and crops return. In some regions, new tree nurseries have become a source of jobs and income for women and youth. One farmer participating in the program shared his joy. When I was young, this land was green, then it became dust. But now, thanks to these trees, we can dream of green fields again. We feel alive again. Beyond its environmental benefits, the project is also fostering a deeper sense of unity and purpose. On National Tree Day, thousands of Burkinabe gathered to plant together, young and old alike, turning tree planting into a celebration of life and hope. International organizations have hailed the initiative as a model for climate adaptation and resilience, showing how local action can tackle global challenges. For Traoré, though this is about more than just fighting climate change, it's about restoring the soul of the nation. As he told volunteers planting saplings in the north, every tree we plant is a declaration that we believe in tomorrow, that we refuse to let our land die, that we will endure and we will grow. Under Ibrahim Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso is proving that even in the face of the harshest challenges, drought, poverty, and desertification, a determined people can bring life back to the land and hope back to their hearts. And as millions of young trees reach for the sky, so too does the spirit of the Burkinabe people, firmly rooted in their soil, growing stronger each day.